This photograph was taken on March 3rd, 2023, in Mount Vernon, Georgia. A woman was simply taking pictures of her new porch around sunset. Nothing seemed unusual at the time, but years later, while browsing through old photos, her daughter noticed something unsettling. In the background, there appears to be a figure standing on the porch. The house is located in an area rich with Civil War history, nestled between two old cemeteries, Adams Cemetery and the Basil Connell Family Cemetery. Although there haven't been many reports of paranormal activity in the house, the woman admits she often feels sudden cold spots indoors. Could it be that she inadvertently captured a spirit from the past? This man went camping deep within the forest. During his hike, he encountered something unusual.
Right there, it kind of looks like an impression. It would be the right foot, that would be the big toe, like this. It's funny how cameras have trouble getting that. It almost looks like another one there, possibly.
Later, as night fell, he captured footage of something even more bizarre. As he began recording himself, an unexpected event occurred.
But I warned everyone, I'm turning a light on, I'm gonna spin around. Yeah, I can't even look at that. And, because who knows, right?
Footsteps could be heard, and in the background, it appeared that someone or something was walking behind him. He didn't notice it at the time. It was only during editing that he realized he had recorded it. That night, as he settled in for the night, he was suddenly awakened by a strange sensation.
Whoa.
Throughout the night, more eerie noises were documented. Was it merely the forest playing tricks, or was there something more mysterious at work? To this day, he remains uncertain about who or what was walking behind him. While hiking through the Appalachian Mountains, a man noticed a dangerous creature ahead.
Everybody that's never been in the mountains here in the Appalachia, however you want to pronounce it, I'll show y'all something. Look, now look out there. It looks safe to walk right through there. No problem, don't it? Check this out. I'm gonna walk. Just tell me when you see it. Tell me when you see it. You see it yet? Let's look. Right there in that stick. He's right there. There's his tail. There's his body. There's his head. Y'all be careful walking around these woods. And I work in them. Just be careful.
It was a timber rattlesnake. Luckily, he spotted it just in time. Timber rattlesnakes are highly venomous, and a single bite can be fatal if not treated promptly. Although they are not usually aggressive, they will strike if they feel threatened. Accidentally stepping on one could have resulted in disaster. Thankfully, the man's quick reflexes and vigilance kept him safe that day. Always remain attentive when exploring wild environments like these. During a joyful excursion into the woods, a group of friends takes a photo inside their cabin. However, upon closer inspection of the background, something unsettling becomes apparent. Two ghostly hands are emerging from a shadowy doorway. The girls only realized this after the Polaroid was developed. Up until that moment, they hadn't sensed anything unusual inside the cabin, but after seeing the image, it's difficult to envision ever sleeping soundly there again. Felipe Sena, a Brazilian YouTuber known for exploring creepy, historic, and haunted locations, often camping overnight, ventures down a haunted road in one of his videos. He chooses to park near an abandoned house for the night.
Coloca alguém para cuidar aqui dos bichos. É gato, família. Gato preto, ó. Ó, gato preto. Alguém em casa? Alguém em casa? Será que é trovão do... Eu conversei com o fazendeiro, não é pra ter ninguém em casa, família. Oi. Tô com medo agora, galera. Tá tendo batida lá dentro.
After a brief look around, hearing only a cat and distant cowbells, he settles into his car to eat and sleep. Suddenly, something unusual occurs. He notices someone wandering around his vehicle. Startled awake, he steps out to check what's happening. That's when he sees it. A message written on his window. Go away before it's too late. It might have been a warning from a local farmer, but if so, why didn't they wake him up instead? While camping and hunting, this man took a photo of something unusual in the darkness. In the center of a spacious meadow, a faint silhouette is visible. The picture is blurry, making it difficult to discern specific details. Since then, people have been debating what it might be. Was it merely an animal? Something more ominous? Or just an optical illusion? One thing is certain. It definitely appears as if someone or something is observing them. Could it have been just an owl? Or was there something else lurking nearby? Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner led a carefree lifestyle, traveling from one campsite to another in their van. On the night of August 15th, 2021, while talking with friends on a call, they mentioned noticing a strange man near their campsite who made them feel uneasy. That same evening, they also expressed their concerns to others at a local bar about someone camping nearby. They planned to pack up and leave the next day, but they never had the chance. On August 18th, their bodies were discovered near their campsite, both having been shot. Friends and family later remembered their worries about the man, but by then, it was too late. It wasn't until May 2022 that authorities identified a suspect, Adam Pinkosvich. He committed suicide shortly after the murders, but before taking his own life, he confided in someone that he had killed 2 women in Utah, revealing details only investigators would know. The journeys of Kaylin and Crystal were tragically cut short. A man was fishing somewhere in the United States when he was suddenly startled. He saw an unusual figure drifting along the stream. Upon closer look, he realized it was a statue resembling the Grim Reaper. Feeling unsettled and puzzled, he filmed the scene and shared it on Facebook. Its origin and the reason it was floating in the river remain unknown, as no one has offered any explanations to this day. Franco, a solo traveler, journeyed into the Chilean mountains after hearing tales about an abandoned hotel with a sinister history. Local residents had warned him not to remain after sunset. Nevertheless, his curiosity got the better of him. Navigating steep, narrow roads. He passed by roadside graves and encounters several deserted cabins, some appearing to have been used recently.
My family plays this game a lot. I think this is it. Dominoes. Isn't that cool? Look at this. There's a lot of... I know it's a kitchen, but this actually makes me nervous in case I do run into somebody. All it takes is something like that, or like this, to nick an artery. And you can tell it's been used a lot, and they broke the tip of the handle. I'm more than sure that people sleep here. Look, oh my God. What do you think about this? There's knives everywhere. Look at this one. And there's another knife over here.
However, the most unsettling find was this.
Random chair. That's creepy, though. I think this reminds me of Peru when I was kind of exploring the cemetery there, and some person was just sitting on a chair in the middle of a graveyard. Sometimes you look at the ground and you could put together a story of what people were doing here just by looking at the environment. Sometimes you can see what looks like foul play, like a crime that took place, or a murder. I just heard something.
A lone chair sitting in a dark room, facing nothing. As night fell and the temperature dropped, Franco began to feel an increasing sense of unease, as if unseen eyes were watching him. Fearing what he might encounter, he decided to leave, now fully aware of the warnings he had received earlier. A traveler was heading towards his next destination in Waverly, Kansas, when the sky darkened and storm warnings appeared. Severe thunderstorms and flash floods were imminent. Believing the storm might not be too severe, he continued driving until he found a suitable place to set up camp. However, something astonishing occurred.
Sighting entries. Locations impacted include Topeka, Rossville, St. Mary's, Silver Lake, Point, Maple Hill, Emmett, Tavia, and Willard.
The vehicle ahead of him was struck directly by a lightning bolt. Inside were a young couple, a baby, and 2 toddlers. It could have turned into a tragedy, but remarkably, everyone inside escaped without injury. At that moment, he understood just how dangerous the storm truly was. While hiking through the woods of New Hampshire, 2 friends were casually taking photos with a digital camera. Later, as they scrolled through the images, something unusual caught their eye. Everyone in the photo was accounted for, except for one mysterious figure. In the top left corner, partially hidden in the bushes, was a face. Puzzled, they reviewed every photo they'd ever taken with that camera to rule out a glitch or an overlapping image, but nothing matched. To back their claim, they even posted the original EXIF data, proving the image hadn't been edited or photoshopped. Still, no one could explain who or what that face belonged to. While riding his dirt bike through a remote stretch of woods, this man heard something deeply unsettling. The sound of a baby crying, completely alone in the middle of nowhere. In many cultures, such a sound is believed to signal the presence of a jinn. Others worry it could be a setup, possibly tied to human trafficking. The eerie moment left everyone asking the same question. Do you stop and investigate, or keep riding to stay safe? What would you have done? A man was camping alone in the woods when he heard one of the most terrifying screams he'd ever experienced, something that didn't sound human. He quickly grabbed his camera to try and record the sound, but what he captured was even more chilling. After uploading the footage online, viewers noticed something he hadn't, an eerie face hovering just over his shoulder. Unaware of what had been caught on camera, he continued his trip without incident. Nothing else unusual happened, but the video left a haunting impression. Had he unknowingly captured a ghost on film? A man who regularly participated in Civil War reenactments took a photo during the 150th anniversary event. At first glance, everything in the image looked normal, a typical reenactment scene. But when his friends examined it more closely, they noticed something unusual, a hand positioned near the cannon's powder hole. Intrigued, he zoomed in. At first, he assumed it was just part of the tree line in the background, but then he saw it, a figure standing behind the cannon. The strangest part? The hand looked lifelike and solid, but the rest of the body didn't. It left him wondering, can ghosts really appear like that? This guy was simply lounging in a hammock when one of his friends gave it a playful push.
Give me a push. Yeah, give me a good push.
This ain't scary at all.
Get this side and let them see.
This ain't scary at all.
Yeah,
Oh shit! Corey!
Suddenly, the hammock gave way, and he tumbled straight down the hill. Thankfully, he wasn't hurt, but it easily could have ended much worse. Around 2 a.m., a woman called her friend to ask if they could visit an old, long-abandoned cabin hidden deep in the woods on private land. The place had been untouched for years, visited only by wildlife. Inside, they came across a few unsettling things, but nothing truly frightening. It wasn't until they left that things took a strange turn. As they sat in the back of the truck, recording the drive, they suddenly heard something chilling. A blood-curdling scream. The woman claimed it sounded exactly like her mother's voice, but her mother was sitting right next to her in the truck. To this day, they still have no explanation for the scream, or why not everyone is subscribed yet. While hiking deep in the Finnish wilderness, a man paused to take a photo of the landscape, but when he reviewed the image, he was stunned. In the background, there appeared to be a figure. Something, or someone, was there. He insists the area was completely empty when he took the shot. So, was he being watched without realizing it, or did he unknowingly capture something paranormal? Mark, a college student in Indiana, lived near a quiet, wooded area. One Saturday night, he and his friends, Kyle, Keenan, and Derek, decided to unwind in the hot tub. As they relaxed, they suddenly heard footsteps coming from the woods. They scanned the area but didn't see anyone. About 10 minutes later, something disturbing occurred. A strange man emerged from the trees. He introduced himself as Seth, and without any explanation, stripped down to his underwear. What happened next was even more alarming.
Wait, I saw the dream right there. What was over here?
Seth admitted to committing a serious crime, one so disturbing that the group immediately demanded he leave. But the ordeal wasn't over. Later that night, Seth returned and stared at them through a window. The group called the police and he was arrested. However, just days later, someone attempted to break into a nearby home. That's when Mark began to wonder, was Seth acting alone after all? During a camping trip deep within the woods, these campers awoke to a frightening sight. They saw a tiger right outside their tent. They froze in fear, but fortunately, luck was on their side. The tiger, equally surprised by their presence, swiftly turned and vanished into the forest. A couple was traveling through a remote area of Oregon when they encountered something unexpected.
Look at this. There's... What the hell? Just randomly in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere, this... I don't even know. Anyway. Okay, my husband is on it. It's crazy. Like, where did this come from? Let me show you around surrounding areas. Hold on. Okay, so we can't figure out where this came from. How crazy. I'm gonna walk up to it. Okay, so here's my 4Runner. There's nothing else weird around here. And this is the craziest thing. And I don't want somebody's lame ass reasoning for this because there honestly isn't one.
Well, there's no trees broken.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Look up the hill. Not even there.
Yeah. There's nothing. That's crazy. So this is up close. What? How does this even happen? We've gone up this road. There's never been anything here. How? And my husband climbed it, so it's like sturdy. What the hell? I'm sorry, this is giving me the heebie-jeebies. This is like too weird.
In the middle of the road stood a huge tree blocking their way. However, this wasn't a naturally grown tree. It appeared as if someone had uprooted it, turned it upside down, and then slammed it back into the ground. The woman recorded the scene while her husband attempted to climb on it, but the tree wouldn't move. Whatever had placed it there had ensured it remained fixed. Considering Oregon's reputation for Bigfoot sightings, their first thought was that it might be related. Many people online agree, noting that it certainly resembles typical Bigfoot behavior. While camping, a person noticed a large, strange-looking insect perched on a tree, which startled them.
My wife are out here camping. I come out the tent tonight to go pay the water bill. I get beside this tree and I see this thing right here. Looks like it's hibernating or something. I don't know what the fish snatch is going on, but anyway, what kind of bug is it?
The insect was enormous, with thick legs and a bulky body that made it seem even more intimidating. It was actually a Dobson fly, a rare insect known for its sizable wingspans that can reach up to 5 inches. Male Dobson flies have long, tusk-like mandibles, whereas females possess strong jaws capable of delivering a sharp bite. Despite their fierce appearance, Dobson flies pose no threat to humans. Nevertheless, the camper wasn't particularly eager to sleep nearby one. Connie and Chelsea, two friends passionate about vlogging their camping trips, headed into the adventurous woods. Initially, they were thrilled and eager to uncover the mysterious history of the forest. However, after a lengthy hike and pitching their tent, their excitement soon turned to fear. Suddenly, they heard an eerie noise.
We can always just go to the car. What did you hear? What did you hear? You've got to tell me what you heard. I heard a banging. I just heard it again. From where? Far. Okay. It was like a boom, boom. The camera's not going to pick that up. They're locking the gates.
We're fucked.
Or they're trashing my car.
They're locking the gates.
What time is it? Where's my phone? Where's my phone?
That went.
If it's a, where's the fucking phone? Where's my fucking phone?
It fell down in all the drama.
What's the time? Okay, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, that might be run out of battery, but
Someone said okay.
it is new. I haven't used it before. And
Shush. That's just people.
I heard a scream.
It's just people. Should we fucking go?
You've got to stick it out a bit. Mate, how are we going to go? We've got so much stuff.
I
here.
don't give a fuck.
Nothing really that bad's happened. Just the light's gone off twice.
Oh, you were shitting yourself.
Yeah, it is because it's creepy because it went back on when I pressed it on again, and to turn that off you have to hold it down for about 4 seconds. It doesn't just turn off.
Okay. but the other one stayed on, so maybe that one was just running out. I don't know. Should we go to sleep? Should we go to sleep now? Turn the lights off. The car's there. Yeah, I know. But sleep right there. Got it. We need to stay quiet because there are people. That wasn't a ghost. That was a person, and we don't want people seeing where we are.
Although terrified, they chose to remain inside their tent, despite the unsettling sounds continuing throughout the night. By morning, the girls were drained from a restless sleep. Feeling they had experienced enough, they packed up their belongings and promised never to return to the daring woods again. 2 hikers venturing deep into the Catskill Mountains of New York accidentally discovered a disturbing statue concealed within a cave. The artifact appeared to be hand-carved, with 6 rusted nails embedded in its eyes and a filthy cord tightly wrapped around its neck. One of the hikers remarked that the figure emanated a sinister aura. Despite their gut feelings, they decided to take the statue home, a choice they soon came to regret. Over the following week, their home was plagued by strange noises, unpleasant odors, and shadowy figures. They even claimed the statue moved independently, and muddy footprints began appearing out of nowhere. One night, they saw a twisted figure crouched in the darkness. The statue was dubbed the Crone and was eventually transferred to a paranormal museum. However, it continued to cause chaos there, inducing illness, seizures, and unexplained disturbances. It has since been removed from display, and plans are being made to return it to the cave, its original resting place.